Today, we are diving into the world of rare coins, and not just any coin. This is top 4 of the most exciting treasures from Australia's numismatic history. I'm talking about the 1973 Australian 10-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II, with no mint mark. This is not just an old coin. This is a hidden gem, often overlooked but deeply treasured by expert collectors who understand its real worth. Back in 1973, Australia was going through a transitional period. The country had fully adopted the decimal currency system just 7 years earlier, in 1966, replacing pounds, shillings, and pence. The 10-cent coin became a key part of this new monetary system. Minted in copper-nickel, this coin features the iconic portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the obverse and the Australian lyrebird on the reverse. But in 1973, something interesting happened. A certain number of coins were struck without a mint mark, an extremely rare feature. What makes the no mint mark version of the 1973 10-cent coin so valuable is its unexpected scarcity. While millions of regular 10-cent coins were produced, only a limited number lacked a mint mark. This wasn't a common printing error. It was likely a deliberate but very limited production run or a transitional batch that slipped through the cracks. That's what makes it so special. Over the decades, collectors have reported finding fewer and fewer of these coins in circulation. Many of the no mint mark coins were either lost, melted down, or damaged. That adds another layer of rarity. And in the world of coin collecting, rarity is everything. The fewer there are, the more desirable they become, and the higher their market value rises. The Queen's portrait on this coin is the second effigy used in Australia, designed by Arnold Machin. It's iconic, classic, and carries with it the story of a queen who ruled over one of the most dynamic decades in history. Coins like this are not just currency, they are historical artifacts, capturing a specific moment in time and leadership. Imagine holding a coin in your hand that was struck over 50 years ago, possibly one of just a few thousand like it in existence today. That is the kind of magic the 1973 no mint mark 10-cent coin brings to the table. It's more than metal, it's history you can feel. Now let's talk value. Some of these coins, when found in uncirculated or near mint condition, have sold for as much as $500 to $1,800, depending on the condition, demand, and auction platform. That's right. What looks like a simple old 10-cent coin could actually be worth more than 18,000 times its face value. Some numismatic experts even believe that the true value of this coin is still climbing as demand increases and supply shrinks. There are stories of lucky individuals who discovered this coin while going through inherited coin collections or spare change jars. They didn't realize at first what they had, until a collector or expert pointed it out. That moment when you find out your pocket change holds something truly rare, that's priceless. But here's what you need to remember: condition matters. A coin that has been well preserved, stored away from humidity and oxidation, holds its value much better. If you are lucky enough to own this coin in a brilliant uncirculated grade, you may be holding on to a 4-figure treasure. So if you suspect you might have one, get it professionally appraised. There's also historical emotion attached to this piece. The early 70s marked a time of change, not just in Australia, but across the world. Economies were shifting, political landscapes were evolving, and Queen Elizabeth II stood as a symbol of continuity in those dynamic times. The coin silently holds all that energy within its metal. Collectors from Europe, North America, and Asia have all shown strong interest in this Australian rarity. Online auctions and coin forums are always buzzing whenever one of these no mint mark coins shows up. That global demand is another reason why the value continues to grow. So, is the 1973 Australia 10-cent no mint mark coin truly valuable? Absolutely. But it's not just about the dollars, it's about history, rarity, and the thrill of owning something so few people will ever have. This coin is a silent storyteller, a relic of a nation's evolution, and a golden opportunity for those wise enough to recognize its potential. Coins like these don't just get spent, they get cherished, displayed, and passed down through generations. If you're watching this and wondering if you have one tucked away, now is the time to look. Check your drawers, your old wallets, those dusty piggy banks. Because somewhere out there, someone's about to discover a treasure worth up to $1,800, just waiting to shine again. Next up, the 1976 Australian 10-cent coin featuring the timeless portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, specifically, the version with no mint mark. This coin is not just a relic of the past, it could very well be a ticket to unexpected fortune in the near future. Let's travel back to the mid-70s, a period when Australia was refining its decimal currency system and strengthening its national identity through its coinage. The 10-cent coin, a staple in daily commerce, was struck in large quantities, but among those millions, certain versions lacked something seemingly small but incredibly significant, a mint mark. That subtle absence, found in the 1976 edition, has caught the attention of seasoned collectors and investors alike. Why is the mint mark so important? Because its absence signals uniqueness. In coin production, mint marks tell us where the coin was struck. The absence of one often indicates a rare variation, whether due to transitional minting processes or production anomalies. And in 1976, such mint markless coins were far less common, making them instantly interesting to the collector's eye. But this coin story is more than just about missing letters. The 1976 10-cent coin carries the distinguished effigy of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machin, a symbol of enduring monarchy and elegance. On the reverse, the Australian lyrebird, with its beautifully detailed feathers, adds native pride and natural charm. This dual representation of royalty and wildlife creates a timeless design, one that holds both aesthetic and historic value. What gives this coin its increasing appeal is not just its design or rarity, it's the combination of age, condition, and future scarcity. Most people who had these coins use them daily, never thinking they might become collector's items. That means finding a high-grade, well-preserved version today is becoming more difficult each year. And as the supply tightens, demand builds. Right now, in today's collector market, a 1976 10-cent no-mint mark coin in average circulated condition may not seem extremely valuable at first glance. But when found in pristine condition, graded high by professionals, the same coin has sold for anywhere between $1,500 to $6,000 US. And that's just the current scenario. Experts believe that as more collectors enter the scene and as coin supplies continue to dwindle, this value could multiply. In fact, some forecasts suggest that the value of high-grade 1976 no-mint mark coins could exceed $10,000 in the next decade, especially if global collectors continue to push the market upward. And given the increasing awareness around rare Australian decimal coins, it's not a far stretch to see this coin becoming a centerpiece in international auctions. Every coin has a story, and this one's tale is just beginning. The mid-70s were a dynamic time for the Commonwealth and for Australia's economy. Having such a coin from that pivotal moment is like holding a piece of economic history. It links us directly to a chapter in time when Australia was defining its modern identity. And let's not forget the emotional appeal. This coin is more than just metal and numbers. It's a memory. Perhaps it passed through the hands of a working-class father buying groceries, a child collecting pocket change, or even a tourist discovering the charm of the Australian continent. Every scratch, every edge holds a whisper of the past. Collectors today aren't just looking for coins, they're looking for stories, symbols, and timeless pieces that connect them to history. The 1976 Elizabeth II 10-cent coin is precisely that kind of collectible. It's elegant, historical, mysterious, and increasingly rare. Many coin enthusiasts have started adding this version to their investment portfolios. Because they see the potential. They know that coins with unique features, tied to powerful cultural symbols, often explode in value with time. The lack of a mint mark transforms this coin from a mere artifact into a strategic asset. And here's the motivation you've been waiting for. Imagine finding one of these coins in your home, in a family drawer, or tucked away in a childhood coin album. That single discovery could be worth hundreds or even thousands in the coming years. It's a thrilling idea, and one that's very much real. Even if you're not a full-time collector, the opportunity to find something rare and valuable is within reach. All it takes is curiosity and the knowledge to recognize what's truly special. And now that you know what to look for, You're already one step ahead. So what should you do? Check your coins. Ask your parents. Explore local markets and thrift shops. Get any coin you suspect professionally graded, especially if it's in great condition. Preserve it carefully, because time only makes this coin more desirable. The future value of the 1976 10-cent no mint mark coin is full of promise. Some believe it will remain a sleeper coin, quietly increasing in value year after year until it becomes one of the most sought-after pieces from the mid-20th century decimal series. Others already treat it as a hidden gem whose day in the spotlight is just around the corner. Ladies and gentlemen, don't let this opportunity pass you by. The 1976 Australia 10-cent coin without a mint mark is not just currency. It's potential in your pocket, a story in your palm, and maybe even a small fortune waiting to be discovered. Check your change, check your collections. Because this rare beauty could be closer than you think. Next up, the 1979 Australia 10-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II, struck without a mint mark. While it might seem like just another small silver coin to most, true collectors know the story, the history, and the future value potential it holds. Let's begin by looking back at the year 1979. Australia was deep into its post-decimal currency period, refining its coinage system and strengthening the quality of its national mints. The 10-cent coin was already a standard denomination by then, featuring a design that had become iconic, Queen Elizabeth II on one side and the magnificent lyrebird on the reverse. But in this particular year, some 10-cent coins were released without any mint mark, instantly catching the eyes of experts. Now, why does the absence of a mint mark matter so much? A mint mark is like a signature from the mint where the coin was produced. Its absence is uncommon and signals either a special production run, a transitional minting, or a limited batch that slipped past standard protocols. That's what happened in 1979. The Royal Australian Mint, for reasons still speculated among numismatists, struck a number of 10-cent coins without their mint's signature. And that made these coins extremely special. When you hold a 1979 no mint mark coin, you're not just holding 10 cents, you're holding a mystery, a rare piece of currency that only a fraction of Australians ever noticed, let alone preserved. Most of these coins went into circulation, exchanged for groceries, transport, and daily life expenses, never to be seen again. But a select few were kept safely by alert collectors who knew that rarity equals value. The current market reflects a growing appreciation for this coin. Right now, collectors are willing to pay as much as $1,500 to $4,500 for well-preserved specimens, especially those that are uncirculated or professionally graded. That's already thousands of times above its original face value. And the exciting part? Experts predict the value of these coins could climb even higher in the coming decade as demand surges and supply continues to fade. Across online platforms, coin shows, and international auctions, interest in this specific coin has been steadily rising. Collectors from around the world, including the United States, Canada, New Zealand, and parts of Europe, are actively seeking out rare Australian decimal coins. And the 1979 no mint mark 10-cent coin is consistently on their watch lists. This shows there's not just one or two buyers, there are thousands of people interested, and the number is only growing. Every time a collector adds this coin to their portfolio, it means one less coin in circulation. And that scarcity keeps pushing up the value. It's a simple rule of economics. When demand rises and supply drops, prices explode. That's what's starting to happen here. This coin might not have made headlines yet, but insiders know it's a rising star. The design of the coin plays a huge part in its appeal. The portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, sculpted by Arnold Machin, gives it a regal and timeless quality. On the reverse side, the lyrebird stands proud, symbolizing Australia's rich wildlife and identity. Together, these elements make it not just a currency item but a work of miniature art. It's a coin that speaks to history, culture, and national pride. But more than that, this coin is valuable because it's an artifact of its time. In 1979, the world was shifting. Technological innovation, political change, and economic movements were reshaping nations. Australia was growing its international footprint, and the coins minted in that era now represent that journey. Owning one means holding a tangible part of Australia's evolution. So is it valuable? Without a doubt. This coin holds a special place in the heart of serious collectors. It's rare, mysterious, historical, and beautifully crafted. Its value is not just in its metal but in the narrative it tells, a story of silent rarity in an otherwise overlooked year. And it doesn't stop here. The future for this coin is bright. Many numismatists believe that if the right attention is given and if more people become aware of its value, prices could shoot up even further. We could very well see this coin selling for over $8,000 to $10,000 at auctions in the coming years, especially if it's kept in high-grade condition. If you're someone who's inherited old coins or collected Australian change over the years, it's time to go back and look again. Check those drawers, piggy banks, and jars. That plain-looking 10-cent coin from 1979 might be the treasure you've been waiting to find. The market is alive, and the collectors are ready. This isn't just a good-looking coin. It's a rare piece of Australia's story that carries the potential of real profit. Whether you're a beginner or a seasoned numismatist, this is a coin you'll want to get your hands on before its value climbs even higher. Next up, the 1981 Australia 10-cent coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II is more than just pocket change. This particular version, known to collectors for its absence of a mint mark, holds a special place in the world of rare coins and could become one of the most valuable pieces in your entire collection. Australia's decimal coinage was well established by 1981. The 10-cent coin had become a familiar sight across the country, used in everyday transactions and produced in large numbers. However, the no mint mark variation from 1981 presents a fascinating twist. Normally, coins display a mint mark indicating their place of origin. In 1981, most coins were struck in Canberra, but due to international demand and minting partnerships, a large number were also produced overseas. Among them, a smaller batch was released with no mint mark at all, making these coins a unique anomaly in numismatic circles. It's important to understand that in coin collecting, rarity and uniqueness translate into value. The absence of a mint mark isn't just a cosmetic detail, it transforms the coin's identity. A no mint mark coin from 1981 instantly becomes a collectible item, sought after by coin hunters who recognize the scarcity of these unmarked issues. These coins were made for circulation, but few survived in pristine condition, especially with no mint mark. Today, the 1981 no mint mark 10-cent coin is gaining traction among collectors across Australia and internationally. Coin communities, online marketplaces, and auction houses have seen a rise in interest for these coins, particularly those found in mint or near-mint condition. The number of buyers searching for this specific variation is growing steadily. Enthusiasts from countries like Canada, the United Kingdom, and the United States are also entering the market, fueling even more demand. When it comes to its current value, the price range varies depending on condition. Circulated coins can sell for between $15,000 and $5,000, while those in uncirculated or professionally graded condition can command much higher prices, with some reaching up to $10,000 to $15,000. The coin's value has been climbing slowly but steadily, and experts suggest that it could double in the coming years as the market becomes more aware of its rarity. What makes this coin especially exciting is its historical and aesthetic value. On one side, we see the elegant portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, calm, composed, and timeless. This was the Arnold Machin design, a profile that represented stability and tradition during a time of global change. On the reverse side, the beautifully detailed lyrebird reminds us of Australia's unique wildlife and cultural pride. This mix of royal symbolism and national identity gives the coin both visual beauty and deep meaning. Beyond its physical design, the 1981 no mint mark coin represents a specific era. It was created during a period when Australia was refining its minting strategies and adjusting to growing international relationships. Some coins from this year were outsourced to other mints like those in Canada and Wales, but the exact history of the no mint mark batch remains shrouded in mystery. Was it a test run? A misprint? Or perhaps a limited intentional series? The mystery only adds to its appeal. Collectors love a good mystery. It turns a small coin into a big story. The unknown origin of the no mint mark issue adds a sense of adventure and discovery. Every time one of these coins is found or surfaces online, it sparks conversation, analysis, and competition among collectors. People are not only buying it, they are actively looking for it, debating it, and tracking its presence in the collector's market. As the years go by, coins like this become more and more valuable. Because time naturally reduces supply. Many of these coins have been lost, damaged, or melted down. That means every intact 1981 no mint mark coin that still exists becomes part of a shrinking club. This dwindling supply is what drives collectors to act fast and pay high. The coin market operates on anticipation. Collectors and investors are always looking for the next breakout piece, the coin whose value might multiply 5 or 10 times in a few years. The 1981 10-cent no mint mark coin is one of those sleepers. It's a coin with humble beginnings, now climbing toward elite status in the world of numismatics. And here's the part that could change everything for you. You might already have this coin. It could be sitting in an old drawer, a forgotten piggy bank, or a box of inherited change. If you come across a 1981 10-cent coin, take a close look. If it has no mint mark, you could be holding something special. Don't overlook it, get it appraised, graded, and protected. That one small coin might be worth hundreds today and even more tomorrow. The potential is real, and the excitement is growing. We are entering a time when collectors are starting to rediscover the beauty and rarity of older Australian decimal coins. And the 1981 no mint mark 10-cent coin is among those climbing to the top of the watch list. The buzz is building, and those who get in early are the ones who will benefit most. So what are you waiting for? Check your change. Ask your parents or grandparents if they have old coins saved. Visit antique shops and local flea markets. One lucky find could turn your ordinary day into an unforgettable discovery. The coin that seems small and simple now could one day be a treasure that tells a bigger story, your story. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1981 Australia 10-cent no mint mark coin is a valuable piece of history, a beautiful artifact, and a potentially powerful investment. Whether you're a beginner collector or a passionate numismatist, this coin deserves your attention. The value is rising, the interest is growing, and the opportunity is now.